I just wanted to get everybody's attention. We're going to start our program, and I just wanted to get everybody seated and the lights are really Thank you for everybody that is attending today. This is for the Rosie Network. This is our very first networking seminar for our businesses. I am Robin Elliott. I am one of the founders of the Rosie Network. I'm the face behind all the emails that everybody's received in the past year, I think. We wanted to have this seminar. It was one of our ideas for our programs. We decided that what we want to do with the Rosie Network is to continue to promote our businesses actively. This is one of our steps with one of our programs to bring you together so you can network and meet each other. And it's also an educational seminar because a lot of people I have met face to face, they understand what we're about with the Rosie Network. Other people have signed up and said, okay, what is this? So that's exactly what we wanted to do today. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody who came. The speakers that we're going to have. I sent out a survey early on about 4 or 5 months ago and got some viable topics that our businesses wanted to hear about. So I contacted some of our speakers based on those topics. And I'm very excited that they're here today, and thank you guys for helping me. We've got Janice Carlson, the networking diva. We got Frank McIntyre through cybersecurity. We have Tom Strand from SCORE, Dan Populison, I never say that exactly right, from Leverage Social Media. And we had a gentleman that was supposed to come from USAA. He's one of our partners officially. They partnered with us officially January 2015. He had an emergency, and so we're not sure whether he's going to show up. But I've got all the information of how our partnership is working. And we also have Michael Maloney from Coda Longboards. He's going to come and speak as well. So thank you, and I'll give you a little rundown of today. What we're going to do is have the guest speakers. I'm going to speak and tell you about the Rosie Network and what we're doing, our programs. We're going to have our guest speakers. We're going to have some breaks. Towards the end of the program, I didn't want to keep you guys all day on Saturday, so hopefully we can have time for a panel. We'll have our speakers come up and you can ask questions. You can also ask questions after during their presentation. They have a question and answer session then as well. We do have lunch vouchers for everyone that would like to stay they have the restaurant that closes at 2. If we're out of here before then, or if you want to sneak out before then, but the lunch is also served in the bar until 4. So you have that. And we have Betty was helping me pass out the lunch vouchers if anybody's interested in that. So I just want to thank you, and I will start our program. The Rosie Network was started by myself and 2 other military spouses. We are all Navy SEAL spouses. We kept our guys in line for 30 years. Stephanie Brown is the founder. I am one of the co-founders along with Jill Ivey. Stephanie, literally the idea came up with this. She was looking for a contractor, wanted to find someone locally. She went on Craigslist, Angie's List she had to pay for, and she's like, if I could find a veteran-owned company, just because of us being within the veteran world, the military community for 30 years, she said if I could go and find a military spouse or veteran-owned company to hire. So we started brainstorming. She called Jill and said, this is the idea I have. Let's start a network of military spouse and veteran-owned businesses. We loved the Rosie Network motto, we can do it. It's just very exciting. Thank you. So the motto of we can do it, that's where golly, my husband told me not to get sappy. And here I go, excuse me. But that motto, because we have always networked and worked amongst ourselves for years within the military community, so we wanted to have that legacy. Jill Ivy, her husband's a Command Master Chief. All of our husbands have worked together for years. We've known each other. Stephanie's husband was my husband's roommate when we were dating, so we have known each other for years. We trust each other. We now also have Leona Sublett. She's our executive director. She's not a military spouse, but she's from the corporate world and she's from the nonprofit world, and she's helped guide us with this venture that we're on. I'm in Boulder. Stephanie is in San Diego. We all started in San Diego. Since in the past 2 years, all of our husbands have retired. I'm now in Colorado. Jill is now on the East Coast in Virginia Beach. So we're kind of across the nation. So it's very exciting about how we're expanding our network. The Rosie Network, what we wanted to do is take military spouse and veteran-owned businesses, promote them to their local communities, and within their military communities, what we've done for years. But we thought, why can't we let the communities, their civilian counterparts, know that they're there? We currently have, I have 1,800 on here. I checked the other day, we have 2,001, which we are extremely proud of. We started in San Diego, and we literally contacted all of our friends. We've got this idea, can you sign up? They're like, okay, whatever, we love you guys, we'll sign up. We had 50 businesses initially out of San Diego, and now we have 2,000 across the nation. And we're growing every single day. And what we've also done with the Rosie Network, we did not want it to be just a listing of these businesses. We wanted to go further than that. We wanted to actively promote these businesses, where we bring them to their local communities, where we promote them on our social media. And that was just one of our premises. And we surveyed our first 100 businesses and said, what would help you continue to succeed? So from that survey, we created our programs. Just basically looking at numbers within the military community itself, 1 in 9 businesses are veteran-owned businesses across the nation. And women-owned businesses are also a huge segment of that. Women-owned military veteran businesses and military spouse businesses. And the public, one of the things that we've realized and we knew, the Rosie Network is that connection between the public, the civilian world, to our military community and our military businesses. We are that platform where we connect those businesses to the local community, and they want to help the military family. So what better way than to hire a military spouse or a veteran-owned business and promote their service? We decided to do a search tool, which Angie's List, they charge for that, and some of our businesses that are here know that we do not charge you to do that, nor do we charge the public to register with us. We wanted to keep that. We're a 501c3, and we want to keep that completely free for our businesses, to continue to provide success to them without constant charges and things that will help them have continued success. The military spouse, that's one of the things that's near and dear to my heart. I've been one for 25 years. My husband just retired 2 years ago, and I made him get back to work after 3 months. Or he says 3 months and 6 days. He was on the roof way too many times. It was a little unnerving. I'm like, you need a job. So, but understanding the plight of the military spouse, we had 14 moves in our career, overseas, 3 different times across the nation, and it was phenomenal, and I actually miss it now that we're in the retirement. We're on that side of it. But the military spouse, their plight, we realized that they are overeducated. When they move, they have all these continuing moves. If they're a teacher or a lawyer, they have to either take their bar exam in each and every state, or they have to get recertified if they're a teacher in each and every state. So a lot of these phenomenal women are and military spouses, I shouldn't say women, there are a lot of men spouses, but they create their own businesses. They've got this ingenuity and drive, and so they take that and they create their own businesses, and that has been the focus of the Rosie Network, to include these spouses. So now, through the SBA, they have that over 50,000 businesses are registered by military spouses. And we hope to get them on the Rosie Network. If you have registered with the Rosie Network, you understand that we have a Rosie's list. And the Rosie's list, we did this, we just didn't want to be a list where we wanted it to be a profile page tailored to your business. If you are a caterer, you could put in testimonials, or any business for that matter, you can put in testimonials or pictures. It can leak to a current web page if you already have that established. So what we wanted to do was literally our list of businesses to be a more in-depth source for connection, to understand what they're about. So that's why and it's quite funny that the three of us literally sat around and powwowed about how we wanted to do this. What is going to be more interesting, what is going to be effective, what is going to make the public want to come to the Rosie Network and find our businesses. And like I mentioned, we started with 50 in San Diego. We literally called all of our friends, and they contacted their friends, and now we have close to, or a little over 2,000 across the nation, and we're very, very proud of that number. One of the other ways that we promote our businesses, we have military TRN small business showcases. We have currently had 7 of these across the nation since we started. And I do want to say we officially launched February 2014. Prior to that, we were pounding the pavement, getting in contact with businesses and corporations and organizations and letting them know what our idea was, what our mission is, and what we wanted to do. Since then, our programs have continued to grow. So what we've accomplished in a little over close to 2 years is phenomenal. We're just beside ourselves with it. But the Small Business Expos, this particular picture is from San Diego in January. It's the only place on earth, or in the US, I think you could have it at that time of year. But what we did, we brought all of our businesses together in a public forum. I think it was called Whale Days. But we paid for their vendor fees. We paid for their tent fees. All they had to do was bring their product or service, show up, and promote themselves. The public absolutely loved it because they were under the tent of the Rosie Network Expo. And they would come in and they said, wow, I didn't know that this caterer was here. I didn't know this IT person was here. And that promoted the military spouse businesses, or military spouse and veteran-owned businesses. And then it alleviated the fees that they would normally have to pay, which, and sometimes these events are, $500 a table or more. I also did one last year at the Colorado Spring Spree. Some of our businesses might be in here. Dick Humphrey was there with Franchise Biz Expos. We brought 15 of our businesses over a 2-day period at the Spring Spree. They thrived, but we had the worst 2 days of weather. We were literally duct taping everything down to the table. But from that, our businesses got exposure. They were in the community, the public, the community, the civilian public was just in awe that we had all of these businesses together. And again, we took care of all of their fees. We took care of their tent fees, everything for them to just come and promote their business. And it turned out to be a great thing. I do have a sign-up sheet. We are working with a Hotel Elegante for the fall, that we want to have a Small Business Expo here at the hotel, and that would allow us to be inside. We wouldn't have to worry about the weather so much, but that would give us that exposure again and bring our businesses together. And we may do it in conjunction with Janice Carlson with a foundation that she has, but that's been a phenomenal success. So we've had 7 total, 3 in San Diego, I had 1 here, and we've had 3 more in Virginia and in North Carolina. Another program that we established was the Rock the Dot grant giveaway, and today is our first. We have talked about this. This is something that we wanted to do with our businesses. From our survey, we got feedback that they wanted to. Sometimes they need a little bit of cash. They don't want to go out and get a $20,000 loan. So we thought, okay, if we can put some money aside and we can give these businesses a little bit of a grant to help them, whether they need equipment or whether they want to hire somebody or they need a little bit of funding for marketing, we wanted to be there for them for that purpose. And now today we're going to be able to give away our very first Rock the Dot grant. And here I go again. I'm very excited about that. This gentleman here, his name's Eli Crane. The picture of him here, I put him up here because he was one of our very first businesses. He has a company called Bottle Breacher. He's a Navy SEAL. We were we knew him from the community. One of our co-founders, Jill Ivy, contacted him and said, hey, we're putting together the Rosie Network. We're having a small business expo. Would you come? And he was like, yeah, I'm doing this out of my garage. And I don't have the funding I just had a baby. I don't have the funding for an expo. And we said, nope, we'll take care of that for you. You come and you just bring your bottle breachers. He had orders so backed up at that point that he couldn't fulfill them. Well, now he's our success story. He was just on Shark Tank and got a deal. So he is one of and he is now our spokesperson. I mean, he's like, the Rosie Network helped me attend this event, and look where it got me. It helped me with funding. It helped me to go further, to make more product, and then he got his deal on Shark Tank, and now he is a success story. So we're very proud of Eli and his wife Jen, and I had to throw that in there because it's part of what we're doing. Another program that we are working on, we have gotten approval through DOD, is called Emmy Magazine. And what we want to do with this is find a publisher. I think we have one in the crowd, but we want to find one of our Rosie Network businesses that can we can create this Emmy Magazine for our businesses. And we want to be able to advertise our businesses, our military, spouse, and veteran-owned businesses at no cost. We're going to have corporations come in and advertise. But what we're going to do, this is buy-in for our military spouses and buy-in for our military veteran business owners. And we have gotten approval through DOD. Fleet and Family Services out of San Diego said, if you put this together, we will put it in every welcome aboard packet that we have in our program, which reaches 365,000 people a year that come through San Diego. It will also, along with in the commissaries and the exchanges, but what this will do, we want to start doing this regionally so we can do this in Colorado Springs. If you have your business, we can advertise you, we give you space, we have input from our businesses. If you're a real estate agent, give us input about what's going on in the local economy. If you're a caterer, give us information about what you can do, but we want to have this set up, and with funding, we can do this and have our businesses advertised at no cost. So this is another one of our projects. And if I'm talking too fast, somebody just do this. My husband tells me when I get nervous, I tend to talk a little bit faster, but it's excitement. It's this is very near and dear to my heart. We, as of January 2015, we have an official partnership with USAA. Here we go again. They found out about the Rosie Network, what we want to do, what our mission is, and how our drive and what we want to do with our businesses across the nation. They have now partnered with us where they're helping us with funding. They're also, which are going to help our programs continue, and they also want to start, this is the second part that I'm going to tell you guys about. It's called a coalition, where they have brought in corporate companies that want to do business-to-business diversity, which is a second level of the Rosie Network. It is a very exciting program, and USA said we want to use the Rosie Network as one of our platforms to find our businesses. And one of the things that they loved about what we're doing is that we also we include the military spouse, and we include military family members in this. There are a lot of veteran programs which are absolutely fantastic, but we focus on both. And that is one of they really like that about what we're doing and what our mission is. We have another official partnership. This is the wrong slide, but it's good. It's all the same information, so just... Our official partnerships are also with the IVMF, which is through Syracuse University. Myself, my two partners went through their program October 2013. We are now their success story. We went through their program. It was information overload. We walked away from that, took their information, put together our business plan, our financial, what we needed to do financially. Now they have invited us back as a partner with them. So, and in the meantime, there's a fashion company called Ecochi. They found out about what we're doing. They said they have 6 events a year through Ecochi Fashions where they promote an organization. They chose the Rosie Network. what they do on these 6 days a year through their stores and through their internet sales, they give us a piece of clothing for free for everyone that they sell. What we've done with that, we contacted VWise, the Institute for Families and Military Families. I'm not getting the acronym right now, a little nervous, but so we contacted them and said, hey, we've got this fashion company that wants to give us clothing, brand new pieces of clothing. So we've now partnered with them. We've now done this across the nation at 4 different conferences. We have taken brand new pieces of clothing and given it to military spouse entrepreneurs and military veteran entrepreneurs, which is a phenomenal program. Our Business Resource Center, this is also something that we've done. We have pounded the pavement, and we have been at Hiring Our Heroes conferences. We've been at Military Spouse Employment Program conferences for the past 2.5 years. And they are now our official partners. They want to be if you come through the Rosie or with the Rosie Network, they have these phenomenal military spouse and veteran business programs, and they are working with us to help promote what they do. And it has just, so if you're part of the Rosie Network, you see that it's more than just listing your business. We have these opportunities for you through these organizations to help you to continue to succeed. We wanted to let you know also one of the ways that we promote you is in the press. We have contacted, and this has been word of mouth. We were in Women's Day magazine in 2013. Our very first seminar that we went to, we had our little booth, and someone from Women's Day magazine saw us and said, this is the most phenomenal thing. I love what you're doing. And they did a newspaper, they did an article on us. We were also in U.S. Veteran Magazine. That was phenomenal for us. But since then, we have been, I was on the Networking Diva show, which was phenomenal. And we are continually trying to promote what we do, and in turn, it promotes your business. Currently, we have over 80, well, actually now we have 95 registered businesses out of Colorado. I started cold with nothing here in Colorado, no connections in Colorado whatsoever. I pounded the pavement, and now we're actually up to 95 businesses registered through us. And this is one of the reasons that we wanted to start bringing you together. The Colorado Network region now, we have the seminar is our first, obviously, and then we're going to do these in different regions across the nation and growing every day. And if your logo's not up here, I ran out of space. So, and finally, I didn't know if I should put this in here, but I wanted to let you guys know when we get donations and we get support, what it continues to do for the Rosie Network, which is continue our programs and continue our business support. We can continually have our ITs where you can create your business pages. We can have our small business expos across the nation. We can continue to do our Rock the Dot grants. And it is just a phenomenal program, and I really, really thank you guys for listening. And I do want to check, there is a PowerPoint really quickly that had information on our coalition. And I want to find that really quickly because that is a very important, please bear with me. This wasn't supposed to happen this way, but is it coming up? Okay, where were we? I don't know, why am I'm sorry, guys. I had this information, the wrong PowerPoint. It's not the wrong one, but maybe this is what I want to do. I want to find this because I can't believe the wrong one popped up. But that was basically it. I'd added a few more slides, and the slides were about this coalition that we are now forming with major businesses. But I would love for you guys, I would love to know in the audience who is an actual Rosie Network business, who's registered with us. Yay! And I would also love for you to take a second, just tell us what affiliation with the military and what your business is and what you do. And so that way everybody in here can understand the different diversity of our businesses. Yes?
You're telling us how you're helping us, but is there a way to get the logo for the Rosie Network to put on our website to
I would love to do that. We just started a branding. We made a branding logo, so when you register your business with us, you can click onto that branding logo, and that'll be part of your network. If you don't currently have that access, I can make sure you have that, because that's exactly what we want to do. We want to make sure that the word gets out about what we're doing, and yeah, so you guys can help advertise for us too, and just get the word out about what we're doing. And I really apologize right now. I had this so nicely. So is anybody, I would love to start over here just with, we have a microphone, but someone, if you're part of the Rosie Network, just let us know what your business.
Yes, I'm one of the originals.
Yes, and actually Kathleen she was one of the very first people that I met in Colorado at a conference, and I told her about the Rosie Network, and she's actually started, she's been one of our representatives, and that's another program we're working on, because the three of us have been across the nation, but Kathleen has gone to conferences for us and represented the Rosie Network, and thank you.
Okay, I am the Declutter Diva, professional organizer, and I have a suggestion for you.
Yes.
I'm part of the Buckley Spouses Group. Maybe you should come and be a speaker, because I know online that there's a lot of home-based businesses that the spouses are trying to promote on Facebook.
I've actually gone to the Buckley TAP classes and spoke there, and we've gotten businesses that are registered through the transition assistance.
Right. And my niche is actually veterans, because I am a veteran. I'm also a spouse and a mom. My son's about to become a squadron commander down at Fort Walton Beach, Hurlburt Field, and a grandson that wants to come here to the academy. So even though we were planning on moving, if my grandson gets here, we're staying for another 4 years.
Thank you, Kathleen. Is there anyone else that would like to mention their?
Hi, my name is Michelle Hausman. I'm actually from Buckley as well. I think we've met a couple of times. We're Army, but we're at Buckley. And my husband's been in for 21 years. He's currently deployed right now, about to end a year deployment, so yay. I sell Nomadis Jewelry, which is a company that was started 5 years ago by a group of Marine wives. We do sterling silver, duty station charms, and other military-related items. So, and I think they met some of the Rosie Network maybe at the AUSA.
Yes, that was one of our very first big, it was quite funny. The AUSA is in DC. It was the biggest man cave I had ever been into in my life. That's the only way I can describe it. You walk into this auditorium and there are tanks as big as this room. There are helicopters, and they had 12 little military spouse businesses in the back. It was probably maybe a little bit bigger than this, but we had we met the Nomads women there, and that was our very first official conference that we went to, and it was very intimidating, but we walked away from that and just we had confidence like crazy after we attended the AUSA. So.
Good morning, I'm Brian Sarava with Extinctus. I help businesses plan and prepare for disasters, whether they're man-made, natural, or whatever. So small, medium, large businesses, even the micro businesses that most people don't think should be prepared, I help all of those organizations be ready for that. I was Air Force, and I joined the Rosie Network almost a year and a half ago after the Colorado Springs Expo.
Well, thank you. Is there anyone else? Yeah, I'd love to hear this, because I love everybody in the room to understand our diversity of our businesses. I mean, it's just, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm Suzanne McGregor. My husband's retired Special Forces, and we own Seniors Helping Seniors. We provide non-medical in-home care for seniors, and all of our employees are seniors.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is John Kerrigan. I'm a partner in a business called New American Colonies, which is a marketing firm that represents locally owned small and medium-sized businesses that produce product using American source materials. And we spend a lot of our time educating businesses and our consumers in our communities about the importance of keeping part of their spending dollars local and supporting local businesses. And we've been a member of the Rosie Network for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I also do a lot of work with MOA and along the same area of assisting transitioning veterans find that new business and their spouses find those new businesses. And we have a number of people in the room that have participated with us in that, and everything we do and everything that the Rosie Network does meshes very, very nicely. So we're more than happy to be a participant in it and to promote it as aggressively as we can.
We're excited for that
Thank you.
partnership. Thank you very much. And Dick, I would love for you to speak.
Go ahead.
He's been Dick Humphrey has been one of our advocates from the first time I met him and told him about our mission and our vision of what we wanted to do. So thanks for coming.
Thanks. Well, it's a pleasure being part of the Rosie Network. This is Dan Papa Listen, just like your Papa Listen. Anyway, we're a company called Franchise Biz Experts, and we're on a national company. We're all over the U.S., and we help those, particularly like for veterans, when they get out, what are they going to do? Well, interesting enough, we're finding that there are more veterans out there in the area of franchising. We offer franchises or businesses, over 700 different options for them, and over 300 plus different industry categories. That's probably more choices than anywhere else they're going to find, and there's no cost for our services. And we work with those that are looking for getting into their own business, or those that may have a business, it's going well, they'd like to consider taking it into a franchise. We help assist them as well. Robin and I are going to be meeting with one of my associates. He's out of California, and he's tied into a very large network of various women-type veteran programs across the U.S. And we're going to be meeting with my partner up there, hopefully in the next 30 days anyway, and hopefully to expand the Rosie Network even further. And Dan?
Sure, I'll add a couple of things. One of the success stories that we have is ongoing, but one of the people that I met in Colorado Springs at the event where we were tying everything down was a gentleman who is currently in the reserve and was thinking about opening a business. He's Colorado born, went to CU, wanted to open an insurance agency to work between Colorado Springs and Pueblo, and he's in the process right now through our coaching of getting an all-state agency. So we're hoping that he'll be online by the end of the year, and he'll be joining the network as well.
Yeah, and that was at the Spring Tree where Dick and Dan came and they promoted what they did, and obviously see it works, and we want to continue to do that. So, Amanda.
Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Lunday. My husband is retired Air Force and now he's in civil service, so that's my connection. My business is called Little Things Designs, and we make journals out of used books. Here you guys go. And we also do custom orders, so if there's like a book you read to your child all the time that you'd like to use as a scrapbook or be able to write some memories, we can turn that into something for you as well. We're going to Hickam actually here at the end of June, so if you needed an advocate in Hawaii, I'd love to work with you.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
We have a
Feel
couple
free,
businesses
go.
out
So,
of
yeah.
Hawaii.
So.
That would be phenomenal. Yeah. Well, thank you. And, one more. Yeah, that would be great.
Hi everyone, I'm September. I'm a Navy vet. When I was 19, I walked into the recruiter's office and I said, I'm thinking about joining, but I want to cook, and if you don't let me cook, I'm not going to join. So I ended up being a personal chef for 4-star admirals, and one of the admirals that I worked for was extremely health conscious, and so we had to relearn how to cook all of his food. And that got me on the path to where I'm at now, which is today I teach people how to cook healthy food. So I'm trying to bridge the gap between healthcare practitioners telling people you need to eat healthier and people actually having the confidence to go into their kitchen and cook a healthy meal. So I specialize in infertility, but I teach all kinds of health and food. So
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Billy Mazzell, and I have a company called American Hero Arts. I was a 28-year veteran of the Air Force, and also at the same time I was an artist. So since that time I've started this company, and we sell going away statues like this one here for the Air Force Academy, and I do original paintings and limited edition prints.
Wow, thank you.
Hello, my name is Kathy, and I'm here on behalf of my boss, Angela, who is a veteran from the Air Force. She was an Air Force major and then started the company Major Mom, and she is now in Arizona. I'm here in Colorado Springs, and we are liberators. We liberate you from the clutter and chaos in your home and in your home offices, so thank you.
Thank you. And I think Major Mom, your company, you just won a grant.
Yeah.
That was
She's winning stuff.
that was very impressive. That was very impressive.
Good morning. I'm Sharon Mizell. I'm an independent contractor, exercise instructor for Memorial Hospital HealthLink, which I've taught Pilates and exercise for 9 years now. And I also work out of my home, and I, have individual classes. Also a wellness coach, so if you feel that you need some help with your whatever diet needs or anything else, so I kind of just, wellness coaching is really the thing right now with exercise. So if you're interested, please come and see me. I have a card and I'd love to have you. Thank you.
Thank you. And just to let you guys know, we have a table over here that I wanted to let, if you have brochures or cards with you, put them over there so everybody could pick up your information. We wanted to make sure everybody was, I'm sorry, Gina, could you come on up? The light is still in my eyeball, so.
All right. Hi, I'm Gina Coy with the Call to Order Professional Organizers. I'm a certified professional organizer. I've been doing it about 8 years. We're retired Army. I say we because, the Army drags us here and there and everywhere. My husband is a 25-year veteran. He enlisted at 17 and then became an Army officer 10 years into it. And now he's a civilian for the Army, and he is the recruiting officer for both UCCS and CSU Pueblo, looking for the next group of Army officers to take us into the next century. And so what I do is I help folks who have had traumatic brain injury or hoarding. I kind of work on the more severe spectrum of folks who struggle with clutter in their homes. And I've been doing it for about 8 years, and I am so happy that the Rosie Network is here because I worked in advertising and public relations and struggled when I didn't have a career when I married into the Army, so.
Well, that's why we started this. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bobby Mesite. I am with Ava Anderson Non-Toxic. I have been a military dependent since the day I was born. I have 38 plus moves under my belt. With Ava Anderson, we are trying to get people to be ingredient detectives. We want you to be reading your labels because the industries out there are hiding toxic chemicals into your products, not only the ones that you put into the environment, but also the ones that you are putting on your body. They are causing cancers, they're disrupting your gene cells. So that's what I'm here to do, and I want to reach out to anybody and everybody. And with networking, I'm hoping that will help me.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. This is what I wanted us to do. I wanted us to come together and just introduce each other, understand what kind of businesses we have, because we can learn from everybody, and that's one of our mottos. So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Samantha. I'm obviously an English spouse. I married myself an American 10 years ago, a handsome stud muffin from the Air Force, and I couldn't resist. I've had 5 moves in the past 5 years. When I met my husband, I was in university and I left. Decided that I should study a trade because as spouses we move a lot, we need a trade that can secure an income if anything happened, and I get the shakes. I went to hairdressing school in the UK. You train as a hairdresser or a beauty therapist, you don't tend to do cosmetology. I thought that bringing it over here would be easy. It turns out it's not. I've had 5 moves in like the past 5 years, and every time I move, it's a year-long fight with the licensing board to get my license transferred, or you have to go back to school. and that's between 9 to 19 grand. For an education, I've had 2 times fold. Here, I've set up my company with the past 3 bases, and then I shut them off when I move because obviously I can't take my clients with me, and I need to rebrand for the new area I am at. Now I'm in Colorado Springs. I've been here for a month. I'm setting up again. I'm a holistic beauty therapist. I work naturally with all of my own homemade products. And my husband and people that I've worked with and made products for have all encouraged me to make my own skincare line. And I'm excited. But it's about finding who to get equipment from, economic equipment, organic produce, and labeling and branding. So it's all new to me. I've branded myself, but I've never branded a product before, so I'm guessing it's the same sort of thing. But yeah, I'm excited.
Well, thank
and
you.
I'd like to thank you for helping with this resource.
Thank you. I love that. And that's one of the things I do have to throw a tidbit in with the Rosie Network. When we initially established the profile page, what we decided to do with that, because we understood the moves, the constant moves, East Coast, West Coast, wherever you're going, but within your profile page itself, you can put it almost like an advertisement that you are moving to the East Coast from Colorado to North Carolina, but it's in transit, so you're already established, and then we will advertise you on our social media that you're now in that new area. So that was one of the things that we thought about when we were establishing the profile pages.
It's tough.
Yeah, it is.
You're lucky if you have good networking. And
Yeah.
I have clients, every place I've been, I've got clients who've already there or heard of me. But it's tough rebranding and retaking it.
So we took.
You've got to make sure nobody's got the same name as you.
Exactly. We took that into consideration. And, so now on the Rosie Net with the profile page, you can say that so you already have a network of people that you could possibly contact when you move. So thanks for mentioning that. I'm sorry, go ahead. Thank you.
That's okay. I'm Annie Peterson. I am married to a wonderful Army retired man who has the first stages of Alzheimer's. And I just started my 3rd business. I am helping to promote Limu, and it seems to be helping him, so I want you to know that. And I am also a notary signing agent. I do mortgage loans, and I'm a lactation consultant. I trained at UCLA in California, and dropped it for 10 years when I myself was sick, and just getting back into it. I'm hoping to make an application, and I've contacted UCCS, and I'm hoping to work through them to make a breastfeeding application to help moms. So
thank you. That's very interesting. Everybody has these wonderful businesses that we want to continue to promote. And I apologize earlier, I did click the wrong, it was actually, the PowerPoint I had was perfect. I had added a few, and I now found it. But I wanted to continue this one little bit of phenomenal information. Like I mentioned, we have a business resource center, so these businesses, for whatever you are at your stage of your business, these organizations that we partner with can help you. So that's one of the things that we really wanted to focus on with the Rosie Network, that we continue to help you succeed. We have Leverage Media here today, social media that we actually went to because we were getting overwhelmed with the social media aspect of what we needed to do. The Twitter, the Facebook, the LinkedIn, everything needed to be on top, on target every single day, and we were drowning in it. So we contacted a company, and this was through Dick Humphrey. With Dan Populison. We connected, and they have now helped the Rosie Network move up to the next level with social media. We vetted them. We made sure that they were what we needed, what was going to help, because we're still a small business. And now what we've done with Leverage is we have put together packages that our businesses, as a part of the Rosie Network, can benefit from. And Dan's going to talk about that a little bit later, but that's something that we want to continue doing. We have 2 other corporations that we want to help the Rosie Network. And initially, we had all these companies we want to jump on board, but now we've realized we need to really vet them. We need to see what they're about. We need to see that they're going to work for us as well as you, because we do not want to send anything to our businesses that's not going to be a positive. And so this particular company, we see the growth that we've had, and we formed a package that our businesses can now, as the Rosie Network business, can use their services as well. I mentioned our official partnerships, USAA, which is phenomenal. They saw our little network. They loved us. They're going to be behind us, helping us with our programs, with our supply. And another, like I said, the platform is the diversity, the business to business. And this is another, I got called to Washington, D.C. last week, myself and my 2 partners. This was a phenomenal announcement. And you can see, I had to put that in small letters, but these businesses, American Express, USAA, Disney, Walmart, Sam's Club, they came together and found that this is the beginning stages of a coalition for them to come together to hire our military spouses and our veteran-owned businesses. They actually, and this is also through IVMF, through Syracuse University, that we were graduates from their program, and we had partnered with them. They understood what we were doing with our businesses. So this coalition has been formed, and they want to use the Rosie Network as one of their networks, as one of their platforms to have a connection with you guys, with our businesses. It is in the beginning stages. Each one of you at the table, you have a pamphlet from them. It's their one page. It's in the very beginning stages. So they need board of directors. They need our businesses, these entrepreneurs, to be a part of this, to help this grow, to see and shape it and form it. So it's going to help our military families connect their business supplier demand, and also help their businesses to grow. Their vision is to continue to help these businesses prosper, and then their goals are also to, if Disney needed someone to do catering, but and I stood up in the forum that they had, and I said, okay, realistically, how could a military spouse that does catering out of your house help Disney? You're huge. And they said, you know what, we're trying to figure out how we can do this, and any business that you guys have, we will try to figure out a way that we can help them prosper. So it's in the beginning stages. It's called the VBOC, another acronym to remember. But I tell you, if you are, I suggest go to their website. I gave you guys a form about what they're doing with the Rosie Network. These companies are jumping on board to help veterans and military spouse-owned businesses, and this is absolutely huge. And if you get on the ground floor, I think this is the first seminar that it's being announced, other than they had an announcement where we all went to Washington, D.C. last week, and they announced the coalition itself. And so that is a phenomenal program that I wanted to tell you guys about. Please jump on board, and please, if you contact them and you want to be a part of this in some way, shape, or form, let them know that you found out about this through the Rosie Network. We want that to continue to be that resource for you guys. I had mentioned in the press, we try to continue to advertise, and then, like I said, the support, what we get from donations and sponsorships will help us continue these programs, and we are very excited, and I promise I'll hush at this moment. Thank you, and if anybody has any questions for me before we have our first speaker up, does anyone have any questions about what I know it's a lot of information, but I would love to get some feedback, and this is our first, so we're also trying to get information from you guys on what we do, and